My dear students, welcome back to our channel. In this video, I will be explaining the B.Ed second semester subject content cum pedagogy of biological science education at secondary stage, as prescribed by Osmania University and other universities of Telangana. We will go through the important questions and answers one by one. Let's begin with a quick revision. Unit 5 first important short question is: define formative assessment. Formative assessment. Formative assessment is a type of evaluation conducted during the learning process to check how well students are understanding the lesson. Its main purpose is to help students improve while learning, rather than giving a final grade. Key points. Happens frequently during teaching. Focuses on feedback to guide students. Helps teachers adjust their teaching based on students' needs. Example. In a biology class, after teaching photosynthesis, the teacher asks students to draw the process or answer a few quick questions. The teacher sees who understands and who needs more explanation. Based on this, the teacher may give extra examples or activities to clarify concepts. Easy tip. Think of formative assessment as a coach checking players during practice, helping them improve before the big game, final exam. Next important short question is: 2. What is portfolio management? Portfolio management in assessment. Portfolio management in education is a method of collecting and organizing a student's work over time to show their learning progress, skills, and achievements. It is not just a single test but a continuous record of learning. Key points. Helps track growth and improvement. Includes assignments, projects, experiments, drawings, and reflections. Encourages students to self-assess and take responsibility for learning. Example. In a biology class, a student maintains a portfolio with lab reports, diagrams of cells, models of plants, and answers to assignments throughout the year. The teacher reviews it periodically to see understanding and progress, giving feedback for improvement. Easy tip. Think of it as a scrapbook of learning. It shows not only what students know but also how they improve over time. Next important short question is: 3. Write 2 features of performance assessment. Features of performance assessment. Performance assessment evaluates a student's ability to apply knowledge and skills in real-life or practical situations, rather than just recalling facts. 2 key features. 1. Real-life application. Students demonstrate understanding by performing tasks, experiments, or projects. Example, in biology, students dissect a plant to identify parts or conduct an experiment on photosynthesis. This shows their hands-on understanding. 2. Continuous observation and feedback. Teachers observe and assess the process, not just the final answer. Example, while a student is performing a lab experiment, the teacher notes how carefully they handle tools, follow steps, and record observations. Feedback is given to improve skills. Easy tip. Think of performance assessment as learning by doing, where the focus is on practical skills, problem solving, and understanding, not just memorizing. Next important short question is: 4. Mention advantages of 360 degrees assessment. Advantages of 360 degrees assessment. 360 degrees assessment is a method where a student's performance is evaluated by multiple sources, such as teachers, peers, self-assessment, and sometimes even parents. Advantages. 1. Comprehensive feedback. Students get feedback from different perspectives, giving a complete picture of their strengths and weaknesses. Example, A student's lab skills may be praised by the teacher, while peers may suggest better teamwork during experiments. 2. Encourages self-improvement. Since students also assess themselves, they become aware of their own progress and areas to improve. 3. Reduces bias. Feedback from multiple sources ensures fair evaluation rather than relying on only one person's judgment. 4. Improves skills and motivation. Students get practical tips and feel motivated to enhance skills like communication, collaboration, and accuracy. Easy tip. Think of 360 degrees assessment like looking in a mirror from all sides. You see everything clearly, not just the front. Next important short question is 5. What is a table of specification, TOS? A table of specification, TOS, is a planning tool used by teachers to design exams or assessments. It ensures that the test covers all important topics and matches the learning objectives. Key points. It links content areas with levels of learning, like remembering, understanding, applying. Helps in creating balanced tests, so no topic is over or underrepresented. Guides teachers to include varied question types such as multiple choice, short answer, or practical tasks. Example. In a biology exam on plant physiology, ATOS may show photosynthesis 20%, understanding and application. Respiration 15%, remembering and understanding. Transpiration 10%, application. This ensures the exam tests all key areas fairly. Easy tip. Easy tip. Think of TOS as a map for making tests. It shows where to place questions so students are tested on everything important. Next Unit 10. Long questions. First important long question is: explain different strategies of continuous assessment in biology teaching. Strategies of continuous assessment in biology teaching. Continuous assessment, CA, is an ongoing process where a teacher evaluates students' learning throughout the course, rather than relying only on final exams. It helps identify strengths, weaknesses, and guide improvement. 1. Formative assessment. Involves small tests, quizzes, or oral questions during lessons. Example, after teaching the human digestive system, the teacher asks students to label a diagram or answer short questions to check understanding. Helps teachers adjust teaching strategies immediately. 2. Performance assessment. Students are evaluated on hands-on tasks or practical skills. Example. During a plant physiology experiment, students perform experiments, record observations, and interpret results. Focuses on skills, problem solving, and application, not just theory. 3. Portfolio assessment. Students maintain a collection of their work over time. Example, a portfolio can include lab reports, diagrams of cells, drawings of ecosystems, and reflections on experiments. Shows progress and learning growth over the year. 4. Self and peer assessment. Students evaluate themselves or assess peers' work. Example, after a group activity on photosynthesis, students check each other's diagrams or write a short summary of findings. Encourages critical thinking, responsibility, and collaboration. 5. 360 degrees assessment. Feedback is collected from teachers, peers, and students themselves. Provides a complete view of learning and skills, reducing bias. Benefits of continuous assessment. Provides regular feedback for improvement. Encourages active participation in learning. Helps teachers adapt lessons to students' needs. Promotes long-term retention of concepts. Easy tip. Think of continuous assessment like a gardener checking plants regularly, watering, trimming, and guiding growth continuously rather than waiting until harvest day. Next important long question is: 2. Discuss the importance of assessment based on learning outcomes. Importance of assessment based on learning outcomes. Assessment based on learning outcomes means evaluating students by checking whether they have achieved the specific skills or knowledge that the lesson aimed to teach. It focuses on what students are expected to learn, rather than just completing tasks or scoring marks. Why it is important? 1. Ensures clear objectives are met. Teachers can check if students have understood key concepts. Example, after teaching the respiratory system, the learning outcome may be students should be able to explain the process of gas exchange in lungs. Assessment can include questions or diagrams to see if students meet this goal. 2. Guides teaching. Helps teachers know which areas need more explanation or practice. Example: if most students cannot explain photosynthesis stages, the teacher can plan extra activities or experiments to reinforce learning. 3. Promotes fair evaluation. Students are graded based on specific skills and knowledge, not on unrelated content. Reduces bias and improves transparency. 4. Encourages active learning. Students focus on mastering objectives, improving understanding and retention. Example, lab experiments, models, and group discussions are assessed according to the outcomes, motivating students to participate actively. 5. Supports continuous improvement. Feedback from outcome-based assessment helps students know strengths and weaknesses. Encourages self-learning and reflection. Easy tip. Think of it like following a GPS route. The learning outcomes are the destination. Assessment checks if students reach the destination safely and fully understand the journey, rather than just starting the trip. Summary. Assessment based on learning outcomes ensures effective teaching, fair evaluation, and active learning, helping students gain real understanding and skills instead of memorizing facts. Next important long question is: 3. How can lab skills be effectively assessed in biology? Effective assessment of lab skills in biology. Lab skills are a key part of biology education, as they allow students to apply theoretical knowledge in practical situations. Assessing these skills helps teachers ensure students can perform experiments safely, accurately, and independently. Strategies to assess lab skills. 1. Performance assessment. Students are evaluated while performing experiments. Example, during a plant physiology experiment, the teacher observes how students set up apparatus, handle reagents, measure quantities, and record data accurately. Focuses on practical ability, accuracy, and safety. 2. Lab reports. Students submit detailed reports of experiments including objectives, materials, methods, observations, and conclusions. Example, after a microscopy experiment, a student submits a report showing observations of cell structures with diagrams. Teachers assess clarity, completeness, and correctness. 3. Checklists and rubrics. Use rubrics or checklists to evaluate steps, techniques, and safety procedures. Example, a rubric may assign points for proper use of a microscope, correct labeling of slides, and careful handling of chemicals. 4. Peer and self-assessment. Students assess their own or peers' performance, promoting reflection and responsibility. Example, students observe classmates performing an experiment and provide constructive feedback. 5. Oral and practical viva. Teachers ask questions during or after experiments to check understanding of concepts and procedures. Example, during a dissection, students explain the function of each organ they identify. Benefits of effective lab assessment. Ensures hands-on competence. Encourages attention to detail, safety, and teamwork. Reinforces understanding of theoretical concepts. Provides feedback for improvement. Easy tip. Think of lab assessment like training a chef in a kitchen. It's not enough to read a recipe, the chef must practice, demonstrate, and explain each step correctly to show real skill. Next important long question is 4. Explain the process of setting a biology question paper with examples. Process of setting a biology question paper. Setting a biology question paper involves careful planning to ensure the exam is fair, balanced, and aligned with learning objectives. The goal is to test students' knowledge, understanding, and practical skills. Steps to set a question paper. 1. Define learning outcomes. Identify what students should know and be able to do. Example, for the topic Human Circulatory System, outcomes may include: explain the structure of the heart. Describe blood flow through arteries and veins. Draw and label the heart diagram. 2. Prepare a table of specification, TOS. Divide the syllabus into topics and assign weightage based on importance. Ensure questions cover all key areas. Example, photosynthesis 20%, respiration 15%, human digestive system 10%. 3. Choose question types. Include varied questions like multiple choice, short answer, long answer, diagrams, and practical questions. Example, multiple choice, which blood vessel carries oxygenated blood? Diagram, draw and label a nephron. Practical, explain steps of an experiment on transpiration. 4. Set difficulty levels. Mix easy, moderate, and challenging questions to test all learners. Example, easy, define osmosis, moderate, explain photosynthesis stages, difficult, analyze factors affecting enzyme activity. 5. Review and edit. Check for clarity, accuracy, and fairness. Remove ambiguous or repetitive questions. 6. Provide instructions and marking scheme. Clearly mention time, total marks, and specific instructions. Include a mark distribution for each question. Easy tip. Think of setting a question paper like planning a balanced meal. Each dish, topic, gets proper attention. Some easy items, some filling main course, moderate questions. And a few challenging desserts, difficult questions. Ensuring the meal is complete and satisfying for everyone. Next important long question is 5. Evaluate the role of assessment as a feedback mechanism in improving teaching learning. Role of assessment as a feedback mechanism in biology teaching. Assessment is not just about giving marks, it is a powerful feedback tool that helps both teachers and students improve the teaching learning process. Feedback from assessments shows what students understand well and where they struggle, allowing teachers to adapt lessons for better learning outcomes. Ways assessment provides feedback. 1. Identifies learning gaps. Assessments reveal which concepts students have mastered and which need more attention. Example, after a test on cell structure, if most students cannot identify mitochondria, the teacher revisits the topic with diagrams and hands-on activities. 2. Guides teaching strategies. Teachers can adjust methods based on assessment feedback. Example, if students perform poorly in experiments on photosynthesis, the teacher may use demonstrations, group activities, or interactive simulations to improve understanding. 3. Encourages student reflection. Feedback helps students recognize strengths and weaknesses, motivating self-improvement. Example, comments on lab reports highlight correct procedures and areas needing accuracy, helping students improve in future experiments. 4. Supports continuous improvement. Regular feedback from quizzes, assignments, and performance tasks ensures students keep learning and progressing. Example, weekly formative assessments allow teachers to track understanding over time and provide timely guidance. 5. Enhances motivation and engagement. Constructive feedback boosts confidence, as students see progress and know how to improve. Example, positive feedback on accurate observations encourages careful and attentive work in labs. Easy tip. Think of assessment feedback like a coach guiding players during practice. It tells them what they are doing well, shows where improvement is needed, and helps them perform better in the real game, final exams or real-life application. Summary. Assessment as a feedback mechanism is crucial in biology teaching because it enhances learning, improves teaching methods, and builds student confidence, creating a continuous cycle of improvement in the classroom.